Niger's military leader says the country is to form an alliance with Sahel states, Mali and Burkina Faso. In September, the three West African countries signed a mutual defense pact to deal with the local rebellions and external aggression. It came just days after Niger's military overthrew the sitting president in a coup, drawing immediate sanctions from the West African Economic Bloc, ECOWAS. Now the three countries plan to abandon the West African Monetary Union and adopt a new currency. Members of ECOWAS currently use the West African CFA franc, and finance ministers from the three countries have also recommended the creation of a joint stabilization fund and investment bank. All right, let's get more on this. We're joined by our correspondent to talk about this very important issue. Welcome to the program. Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger are eyeing a political and monetary alliance. Why an alliance now, and what will this alliance look like in the future?
Yeah, so it's a quite interesting development, but when we heard about the alliance, I think that's something most people on the continent and even particularly in the sub-region of West Africa were not expecting, right? But I think given the circumstances of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger trying to avoid isolation in the region, and also trying to make changes and to keep up with promises, because you might realize that these three coups are very different from other coups in the rest of the continent. In a way, they are a bit focused on decolonization. So you could see, for instance, Mali has dropped the French language, Burkina Faso dropping the French language. Now, the monetary component of it is one of those colonial relics that people have been complaining about for several years because of how it is structured, denying these countries economic monetary sovereignty. So I think the economics, the political, and the military components of this alliance, we are seeing it coming to fruition. But whether they will be able to execute it fully and effectively, I think that remains to be seen.
Okay, my next question to you, what does such a move do to their relations with the West African regional bloc, ECOWAS? I guess that's an important question.
Yes, ECOWAS already has a fraught relationship with these three countries because of the unconstitutional change of power. And as a matter of fact, the issue of Niger particularly almost led to a regional war in West Africa. So at this point, ECOWAS will have to really relook at its positions on this issue, because what we are looking at is almost a parallel political and economic union within what is supposed to be ECOWAS' own space. So the competition is bound to occur. So at this point, I think ECOWAS would then need to relook at this situation from a long-term perspective. Does it want to have its, this exclusivity in the West Africa region? Because there's nothing really stopping other countries from forming such a union. So there's no law or treaty that says ECOWAS has to be the only bloc in the West African region. Well, this is a consensus agreement, and to keep that consensus, relationships has to satisfy the interests of those states. And I think that's something ECOWAS needs to work on.